Okay, I'm going to start with the very basics of wild camping. Things we've got to take with us. This is a Vango Explorer 65 litre rucksack. It's got some extra pockets on the side. It's got the nice supports around your waist. This keeps the weight on your hips rather than on your shoulders. Comfy enough rucksack, not very expensive, and weighs in at 1.7 kilos. We'll try and do a running total of the weight. 1.7 kilos is quite good as rucksacks go. It's got extra points for tying stuff on too. And this piece comes out to expand the rucksack up to its full 65 litres. So that's an essential, that has to come with us. So that's the rucksack. Next up, a tent. And here I've opted for a Vango Banshee 300. I could probably manage with a two-man tent, but that extra bit of luxury, I can sit up in this tent and brew up in it if it's windy outside. Probably not what the manufacturer would recommend. It weighs 2.75 kilos or thereabouts, and the two-man weighs 2.1 or 2.2. So you're not really carrying that much extra weight to get a load of extra room. And the Banshee is recognised as being a really high quality tent. Duke of Edinburgh Awards, recommended, etc. It is quick and easy to put up, and it's a cracking little tent, and it does stand up well in the wind. Extremely waterproof, a 5,000mm hydrostatic head, which is really good. It's got a tension band system in it, which again is extra stability in the wind and rain. Nice little small pack size, and it easily goes in the rucksack. Okay, next thing is the sleeping bag. This here is a winter sleeping bag. We're looking at this for the winter tour in this winter backpacking actually. And this is a mountain, a Western Mountaineering ultralight feather down sleeping bag. It is the extra large one, so it is a little bit bigger than normal. It's got an extremely small pack size. It would actually squash down a bit more than that. It weighs 700 grams. That's 700 grams for a 3 to 4 season sleeping bag. But it's incredibly small, really. When you compare it to a summer sleeping bag, there's a summer sleeping bag, 1.6 kilo, and that's a summer sleeping bag. Massive size compared to that, and a lot heavier, more than double the weight. So if you can afford it, £300 or £325. But again, essential to have a sleeping bag. That's the next item that's going in, the sleeping bag. And something to put the sleeping bag on. This is the pack. This is a Gellert. It's like a 3/4 sleep mat. But in the cold of the winter, where your feet touch the ground with a down sleeping bag, you tend to get cold spots. So therefore it's not very good for the winter time. Summertime it's fantastic, weighs in at about 600 grams, but instead of that I've invested in one of these, Thermarest. This is, again, it's a little bit heavy, it's about 700 grams. This is the Neo Air Thermarest. It really is a marvellous little invention. The bag seems a bit big, but this bag is actually a very clever invention. It's actually the air pump for pumping up the mat. I'm going to have to do another video of that to show you. But this for winter, perfect. You can sleep on a sheet of ice and you'll probably be okay. It's got a really high thermal protection rating on it. Again, if you look up on the internet you'll find these. They're incredibly good. They're quite expensive, but it's well done. That's the Thermarest mat. So again, another essential piece for winter backpacking. The next thing we've got here, only tiny, a rain cover for the rucksack. This covers 65 to 85 litre rucksacks. It's only very lightweight, but if you couple that up with having to take a coat and everything with you, I'm thinking of getting a cagoule for going over everything. So I've got a coat and a rain cover for the rucksack, so that might not be coming with us. We'll leave that out of the reckoning for now. Okay, another item is a pillow. This is a fold-up pillow, a Gellert pillow, 280 grams. you need something to pop your head on. Some people roll up the rucksack. This is a nice squash down little thing, it pumps up. I do like a big pillow, so for me they're not very good, these things, but for the average bod that's quite handy. 300 grams or 280 grams, handy bit of handy little bit of kit. I've got a little thing there as a little cooker surround when it's windy, for surrounding your cooker. Again, weighs about 300 grams, but if it's going to be windy conditions, that's handy. If not, leave it at home. Hide behind a rock and cook and save yourself some weight. Okay. A plate, cup, a lighter, microfiber cloth, very handy, washing up, etc. Microfiber towel. The most important bit of the kit. These are fantastic for the money. £24 I think off eBay. And this is a little pumping device, and it pumps water through a little ceramic filter, filters your water, makes it safe to drink. Nothing bigger than 1 micron can get through that. So literally little bugs and viruses that live in water can't get through. So that gives you clean, fresh drinking water wherever you are. As long as you've got water on hand, a stream or somewhere you can get to, this will clean the water. It won't take away any flavours. So if you get a little peaty pool with dark coloured water, it might give it an unusual flavour, but it should be safe to drink. And then you've got to think about what you're going to carry the water in. That only weighs 125 grams, that little device. The packet it comes in weighs more. But you can, again, a lot of the stuff I'm taking with it, I don't put it in its packaging as I'm bringing it. It can just live loose in the bag, save weight. Now, water containers, these are 116 grams each. And I've got 2 of these. If I'm near water, why carry extra weight? Just carry one and fill it as need be. If you're going to go away from water, if you're going to be on a very dry place or where you can't easily get to a stream, then you might have to carry more of these, because 1 litre of water won't last you long. Okay, so we'll allow for just one of those for now. All these various other bits, like plate, cup, lighter, little cloth, weighs in at 225 grams. So again, it all adds up. 225 grams there. We're going to put this to one side. And next essential is some kind of a coat. This is a poncho. It weighs 310 grams, and that will cover a small rucksack and you. So it saves having a rucksack cover and a separate coat. However, it doesn't cover a really big rucksack. I've got a new coat on the way which will, and it weighs about 400 grams, but it saves you having waterproof trousers, waterproof coat and a rucksack cover. So at the moment we'll allow for that one at 310 grams. Brilliant. That's from Decathlon. Again, if you're taking that with me, I'd take the bag off it, not take the bag with. Why would you take the bag? You don't need it. A dry bag, ideal for putting some clothes in, keeping them dry. Also, that can double up when it's rolled around your clothes as a pillow. Again, it's got a little bit of weight to it, not a great deal. I'll tell you exactly what it weighs. There you go, just over 100 grams for a dry bag, and that's quite a big dry bag. So, yeah, quite an essential bit of kit to keep your stuff dry. Another thing which is highly recommended you carry with you is one of these. Okay, we all get caught short, and the protocol is if you need to take a slash, then you do it away from the stream. I think you've got to be at least 100 metres away. Anything else you can bury. Okay, so a little shovel like that. Again, I would take the packet with this because you don't want to be, it could get dirty. Just clips into place. About £3 on eBay that. Put a little bit of kit. Okay, 122 grams that weighs, but it's essential. You've got to have something like that with you. Don't leave a mess when you go wild camping, so that's got to go in. Map and compass versus Garmin Oregon GPS, which is the best? Well, the Garmin Oregon won't let you, it'll always tell you where you are, but then you have to carry spare batteries, etc. So it can be quite bulky and heavy. Map and compass, good old fashioned way, and weighs in at, that is 156 grams, that is 198, and it needs spare batteries as well, so we'll leave that alone, we don't take that with us. We'll go lightweight. Okay, only a few grams now. Earplugs, absolutely crucial. If you get a really windy night, or if you're going with somebody else in the next tent and they're snoring, keeping the noise down is really, really good. Needs to take out about 60 decibels of noise. They're really good. Oh, sorry, 40 decibels, 40. Very good. Packet of tissues, obvious reasons. You might sneeze, or you also might need to use that little trowel. So it's a good idea to have some lightweight. Sometimes people take wet wipes, again a good idea. For only a few grams. Another thing you can take is hand sanitisers. You get packets like this for £1, and that little tiny bottle could go with you. Leave the big one at home. Again, not much weight there. Okay, now we get on to cooking and eating, and I've actually lightened my load quite a lot here. There is a little first aid kit. All I've done is took it out of its packet that it came in originally and put it in a little plastic bag. So it's incredibly lightweight. So that's first aid, tiny. Tissues, as we just said. I sometimes bring these with me, coffee latte sachets, so you're not carrying milk and sugar and everything, it's all in one. So it's quite handy that for a brew. Swiss Army knife, the camping version. They might seem expensive these, but they do everything. They've got a tin opener, bottle opener, a knife, screwdrivers, all bits and bobs that might help you, so worthwhile having. These are incredible. I thought when I first saw the price of these, titanium knife, fork and spoon, I thought they were a ridiculous price. I thought £20 ridiculous, and it does seem, until you pick them up, they're lighter than plastic. Knife, fork and spoon there, weighs in. These weigh in at 45 grams, which is incredible. They're tough, easy to clean, nice and lightweight, and that can reach the bottom of a pot noodle pot, which is great. Tin opener, if you've got it on your pen knife, you don't need to bring one with you, so we can leave that out. Washing up brush, handle cut off, makes it tiny, easy for washing up. Washing up liquid. Do you realise how little you need? A tiny drip from that, you can do your washing up. Literally I put water on a plate, a bit of hot water, and just give it a rinse over, and that's good enough. Sanitizer gel, as we mentioned before. Cooker, and all I do with that is sit that on top of a gas bottle. 183 grams that weighs. It's only a cheap one. You can get lighter, I'm sure. 350 grams of gas. That's a full one. If you take a half empty one, you're only going for one night, it'll do. You don't need to take a full one with you. Save weight. Bags. Plastic bags for bits of rubbish, etc. This thing, brilliant new idea. That spins out, that opens up like that. Your gas can sits on it, and it makes it nice and steady for cooking on, and that is about 30 grams that weighs. Absolutely fantastic. Sugar, in case you need sugar, that's a tiny little pot of sugar that does me for the week going away. Teaspoon. Pan. One pan, use the pan and the plate, basically cooking it and eat out of it. And the beauty of that is everything now fits back in there. I've also got puncture repair stuff for air mattresses, etc. So all that can go in there. Like so. And that can then sit in that bag. And that's my cooking kit. So that's 900 grams plus the gas. Things that you can reconstitute. If you're going to pump your own water out of a river, then things like these tubs of mash are ideal. Now we've all seen the Wayfarer breakfast. There you go. That is £3.99 and weighs in at 300 grams. That's 300 grams of that. There is an all-day breakfast from Asda in a tin. That weighs at 400 grams, costs £1. It's got more calorific value, looks better and actually tastes better, but you carry in a tin which is slightly heavier. So it's £1 and £4, no competition. Take a tin. Another version there, that's a big barbecue. Again, same thing, good calorific content. Noodles, quite filling, quite handy thing to have with you. And my favourite breakfast while I'm out, and again, another tub of oat burst. Now that, a tub of that porridge and a cup of coffee is about 300 millilitres of water, dead easy. Another good one for good energy, Uncle Ben's rice. Now this is microwave rice. However, 2 teaspoons of water in your tin, your mess tin, that'll cook up in a couple of minutes. It warms up and it's fine. You can mix in then a tin of curry and you've got a good meal for 2 people, or I'll usually mix it with something like that. Tin of chili con carne. So again, if you're only going over one overnight, you need a supper and a breakfast and maybe a lunch. You don't need to take a great deal with you. But look carefully at what's about, because there's some really good bargains. Like I say, the difference between them two, £3 difference. It's a huge difference and there's nothing wrong with the thing. Fantastic. Okay, so if you're going to carry spare clothes with you, what's essential? If you're absolutely drenched, what you're going to need is spare socks, decent ones for your walking boots, spare underwear, jumper. I don't have much of a jumper, I get warm too easy. Spare trousers, proper walking trousers, nice and lightweight. And I use these Carrymore t-shirts, the running t-shirts. They're incredibly lightweight and they dry quickly. And that lot together, we should do a little weigh in. A pair of gloves as well. You must take gloves, I've been frozen a couple of times. You come out your tent in the morning and it's absolutely perishing. Kilos. So we'll try it in kilos now. 1.2 kilos. Try that again. 1.2 kilos, so quite hefty your clothes can be. It's a video, and there we've got the ultimate camera for going out there in the wilds, the GoPro Hero. Again, if you're going to take something like that with all the bits and batteries and stuff, you can be up to 500 grams quite easily, especially with waterproof cases. You see as I fitted the high vis to it, in case you drop it you can see where it is. Useful bit of kit if you're going to take it, or a lot of people just using the mobile phones now. Okay, another really important bit of kit you need is a torch. People buy these kind of things, these cheap ones, they're rubbish. This here is a Petzl TK XP2. This thing is incredibly bright. Got some great features. The batteries last for absolutely ages. Looks like 100 hours or 120 hours. Really good bit of kit. Weighs 125 grams of spare set of batteries. I've had the same set of batteries in it since I got it. Absolutely amazingly good and crucial. Now I've been told that to get the weight of the tent and everything nice and low and against your back. So this looks like it's got a bottom pouch. So I'm going to put my bedding stuff in the bottom. So sleeping bag, sleep mat, don't forget the clothes in there as well. Then the tent. Again, it's a smaller bit back, basically upright in the middle of the rucksack. I can reach and just pull it out through everything else then. I'll put that in the middle and try and pack everything else around it. And that's the basic plan. So, gas, cooking stuff, map and covers I'll put in a minute, the cagoule, towel, okay, water pump I need to better get to, so I'll put that inside that cup, in the side pocket, and I can get to that when I get near water and a stream. Things like medications and things that I might need to get my hands on, I'm going to put in the top of the rucksack in a minute, so earplugs and stuff like that, lighter, plate can go in there. Some waterproof Ogre trousers. Trowel. I'll put that somewhere, get my hands on in the side pocket. The water container can go in the mesh pocket down the side there. For travelling, high energy drink, maybe on the other side, on the other side pocket. That seems to be about all the main stuff. So we can tighten that up. And fasten the straps. And like I say, on the zip pocket on the lid, lighter, compass, earplugs, repair kit, map, tissues, all in there. Zipped up. Then the only other thing I need to do is pack food. So I'm going to weigh that now before I put food in. Find a weighing device. These are great, these, what you use for weighing your kit before you go on a plane. Really, really handy. Lift your rucksack up with the hook. And that should give us, there you go, that's an 11 kilo kit. Okay, it's 11 kilograms plus food. Okay, so if you can keep your food down to a couple of kilos, then you're absolutely laughing. Okay, there's more than enough there for a good overnight feast. There's the breakfast, a nice lunch, a good supper, a couple of snack pots. This is more than you're going to need. The noodles. I use like high energy stuff like biscuits, digestive and stuff like that, quite handy. And if I just give that away now, 1.6 kilos on top of our 11, and that keeps us under 13 kilos, which is well within the guidelines of what you should be carrying. So that is your lightweight camping kit.